Welcome back to Tabby Too. Today I am going to be doing a makeup tutorial for you guys. I recently got the Yes Please palette from ColourPop. My aunt sent it to me in the mail. I was so excited to get it. So I decided I was going to do a fall makeup tutorial for you guys. So if you want to see how I do a fall makeup look, just keep watching. So we are going to go ahead and start off by doing our eyes. Like I said in the intro, this is the Yes Please palette from ColourPop. It is $16 and I am so excited I have it. I was not expecting getting this at all. I've been looking at it for a long time and I thought about, maybe asking for it for Christmas, but it has the most beautiful fall shades ever. It is so pretty. So let's go ahead and do the eyes. So I am going to prime my eyes with my concealer that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 15 Fair. So I'm going to go ahead and now we can use the palette. And I'm going to start off by going in with the shade Full Zip. It's this cream shade right here. And I'm just going to use a flat eyeshadow brush to set my eyelids. Alright, so next I'm going to take the shade Chance, right there. And it's a peach shade, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that into my crease with a fluffy brush. One thing I noticed with these eyeshadows, I have used them a few times. Like I said, I did this look. And then there were, I think, 2 other looks I did with this palette. And the matte shadows that are in this are not really powdery, actually. They're really, really good. I think they did a really good job. Their pressed shadows are really good. And like I said, the matte ones, they aren't really powdery like at all. The metallic ones are so pigmented, it's not even funny. Now that we have the peach shade Chance in my crease, we are going to go ahead and take the shade Big Cocktails, which is this orange right here. And we are going to take that and apply that into the outer edge of my eye. It's a really pretty, like, pumpkin orange, and I think it goes great with this eye look, so. Alright, so now that we have the shade Big Cocktails in our outer edge of our eye, I'm going to go in with another shade in the outer edge in GNO. No? I don't know. I think it's GNO though, because it's capital letters. So that is just this like red shade here. It's not really, it's like a deep, almost burnt orange shade. And I'm going to go ahead and just layer that right on top of right on top of the shade Big Cocktails. And I'm going to take it out just a little bit further than what I did with the other one. Just a little bit. While still staying pretty much in that same area. Now, I'm going to use the shade Note to Self. Yeah, so the shade Note to Self, it's this brown shade right here that I'm going to use all over my eyelid. So I'm just going to use another flat top brush just like the one I used before, for all over my lid with the white shade, or cream shade, and I'm just gonna press this into my eyelid, and this is just gonna help create like that gradient from brown to orange, so it's not white in the center, and that's why I liked doing this one, because I thought it was really pretty. And then once again, on the other side. Alright, so we are pretty much, well, we're not completely done with like the eyes in its entirety, but we are done with the eyeshadow on my lid for the most part. So now we are going to move on to underneath the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and use the concealer. Once again, it's the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Fair that we used for the shadow primer. We're going to just use this on my face now, and I'm going to do it in a triangle. It's a pretty good concealer. I think it's considered medium to full coverage. I would say it's more medium than it is full coverage because it doesn't cover up everything. So if you had, you know, like super like dark under eye circles, I think it would probably work better with foundation, but I don't wear foundation every day. But in that sense, if you don't wear foundation every day, I think you might want to go in with like a color corrector if you have like super dark under eyes. And I'm just gonna take my sponge again and blend this in. If you guys can see, like I said, it doesn't cover up everything in the inner corner of like my eyes because I do have allergies, so I do sometimes get a little bit purple on the inner corner of my eyes, or when I'm sick it's like worse. But it's just my allergies that are really bad right now because we're changing seasons. And so it's still a little bit dark in the center, but once I put the powder on, it doesn't look too terrible. So so now I'm going to use the Coty Airspun powder in Naturally Neutral. I got this one instead of the translucent one just because I felt like the translucent one might be too light, if that makes any sense. I mean, I'm pretty pale already, but I thought it might be like too white, and it might be, you know, have too much flashback because I will be using the powder for competition and things like that. So I didn't want there to be like too much flashback, especially with like the bright lights and things like that when I'm filming as well. So I got this one instead, and I'm just gonna take this brush here and just tap it underneath my under eyes with a brush. If you like to bake, you can bake, but when I do my eyeshadow first, I tend to not bake underneath my eyes. And if you don't know what baking is, it is when you take your sponge, you take a damp sponge or beauty blender, whatever, and you take it and you dip it in your powder, and then you press the powder into your skin from underneath your eyes once you have your concealer on. And I like that method. I think it looks really, really beautiful, and it gives you like a really flawless like finish to your skin. But I tend to do my eyes first. Like lately I've been doing my eyes first, so I haven't really needed to bake much. So I've just been using a brush to press it in, which does a great job too. It's just that baking gives you more of a flawless finish, I guess. Alrighty, now my under eyes are set. And I normally just tap the powder into my lid, and then I'll just put whatever excess is in it back in the container. And then it comes with a little puff, so I just set the puff back on there and then I close it. Alright, now that we have that done, we are going to move back to the eyes because I'm going to now line my eyeballs. Yeah, line my eyes. So I'm going to be taking two Mauve eyeliners. One is going to go in my waterline underneath my eye, and then the other is going to go on my actual eyelid. The one that I'm going to be using on my actual eyelid is in the color Lucky Penny, and it's like this really pretty like copper shade, and I think it would look really pretty with this eye look. So I'm going to use this. on my top lid, and then this one in my waterline is in Deepest Brown. And with this eye look, instead of using a black eyeliner, I prefer to use a brown one, just to kind of go with more of like a fall vibe. So, I'm going to line my eyes. I've gotten so much better at lining my eyes with pencil liner, but like liquid liner is still like, no, like I can't do it. I can keep the line over the eyeshadow if I need to. Alright, I'm back. My top eyeliner is done because it's taken me forever. So like I said, I'm slow. So now I'm going to do my bottom liner with my deep brown. Deepest brown. This I'm better at. I'm going to warm it up with my mouth for just a second. Alright, now I am more awake looking. Got the eyeliner. So the next thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to curl my eyelashes with my handy dandy E.L.F. eyelash curler. So now that we have curled my eyelashes, we are going to go ahead and apply mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Falsies Volume Express Flared Waterproof Mascara. That's a really long name. Yeah, I really like this mascara actually. I think it's a really good one, but because here soon I'm gonna need to go out and get a new one because I've had this one for almost 6 months to a year now, which is bad. But I just haven't had time to go out and get a new one. And so when I go out and get a new one, I want to get the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I think that's what it is. I know it's Lash Paradise for sure. I don't know if the Voluminous is at the beginning or not, but I really want to get the Lash Paradise mascara because I've heard good things about it, and I just thought it would be real cool to get and try. But if I wasn't able to find that one, I feel like I would definitely get this one again, like as a backup mascara for if I, you know, if my sisters need it or something like that. I would definitely get this one again. It just gives my lashes like, do you see that? It's real pretty. I really like it. So now I'm just going to take my eyelash brush, eyelash comb, whatever, and I'm just going to kind of like comb through them just a little bit so they're not so stuck together. That's the one thing I dislike about this mascara is I don't really like clumpy lashes. I think clumpy lashes, they just don't work for me. I just don't think they look good on me. And this mascara is really good, and like I said, I would get it again, but it's just the clump issue that I dislike about it, where it gets stuck at the root of my lashes. There we go. There's my eyelashes. Now I'm going to take my eyeshadow palette again, and I'm going to go underneath my eyes. I'm going to take Note to Self again, which is that brown shade that we placed all over the lid, and I'm just going to kind of smudge that underneath my lash line with an E.L.F. Smudge brush. Just to make everything kind of flow and meld together, I'm going to add just a little bit of the shade GNO. Just on the outer section, closer to where my eye actually like meets the rest of the shadow. I love watching makeup videos on YouTube. I think they're so cool, and I just like honestly love them. I would love to do more videos that are makeup related. So if you guys want to see more makeup videos with me, let me know, because I will definitely do more. There's so much I could do, and I know there's a lot of beauty YouTubers out there, but I think it's just so much fun. And at some point in time, I would love to have like my own beauty channel. I think that would be fun. But we can put a makeup video here and there on Tabby too if you guys want to see it. I'm more than glad to do it. So it's fun for me, fun for you guys. You guys can follow along and do it with me, and it's cool. I like it. So there is the eyes. Now that we have that on the outer edge. The next thing I have is, nope, I lied. The next thing I have is the lower lash mascara. I use a different mascara for my lower lashes than I do for my top, just because I'm weird like that. So I use the E.L.F. Clear Mascara on my bottom lashes, and it's the duo with the brow gel and the mascara. I just use the mascara because the brow gel, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm just gonna apply it to my bottom lashes. The thing I like about this is, well, A, it's clear, so it just makes my lashes longer without them being like super black. That's the one thing I dislike about, like when I do my lower lashes, is if I use my regular like Falsies mascara, they're gonna be super black, and I just don't like it very much. So maybe it's just a thing that like a phase right now, but I don't know. Maybe I'll start experimenting and trying it. Oh, there it is. So now I'm just gonna let my lower lashes dry for a second, because they're a little wet. So while those are drying, I'm gonna go back into the ColourPop palette again. And I think I'm gonna highlight my inner corner with maybe Butter Cake, the gold shade, possibly. Just lightly, because I saw, who was it? I don't remember who it was, but they were doing a tutorial, and it was a fall look, and they used the gold shade from this palette in their inner corner as a highlight, and I thought it was really pretty, so I might do that, but I don't know yet. I could also just use my regular highlight that I'm going to be using today on my face. Alright, so we're going to take the gold shade and just apply it into my inner corner, just lightly. There is that. Now we can move back to the face, because I think we are pretty much done with the eyes now. No more messing with the eyes. So we are going to go ahead and use, I'm gonna do my bronzer first. So I'm gonna use this E.L.F. bronzer blush duo. This is in the shade St. Lucia. I think it's St. Lucia though. And I'm gonna use the bronzer. It's just a nice shade. So instead of using the blush that is in this palette, even though it's a really pretty blush, it's really light. That's my one problem. I'm gonna use this blush from Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Fit blush in the color Mauve. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this just on the apples of my cheeks. Just lightly. I don't use tons of blush because I tend to have red cheeks anyways. Even with using concealer, it doesn't cover everything up. And like I said, I don't use foundation on a daily basis. Some days I'll use like a BB cream or something like that, but most days I just don't. Going back into the bronzer, I didn't bronze my forehead. Give me a minute. Got it open. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into the bronzer, and I'm just gonna lightly bronze my forehead. now I'm gonna go ahead and highlight, and then we will go to lips. So I'm gonna be using this Wet n Wild highlighter. This is one of their Mega Glow highlighting powders. And I took the label off, so don't quote me on this, but I believe this is Precious Petals. It could be Crown of My Canopy, but I believe it's Precious Petals. Like I said, don't quote me on that because I ripped the packaging up when I opened it. So I'm not for sure, but I believe it is Precious Petals, like I said. I'm going to take this E.L.F. eyeshadow brush. I think this works really well in my small face. This is an E.L.F. eyeshadow C brush. I use this for highlight because I don't own a highlighter brush. So I'm going to use this and this highlighter. See, like if you guys can tell, it's just a little bit dark, so it kind of looks like a line on my face, but when I blend it out, it looks fine. It's a really pretty highlighter. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and just blend that out with the same brush I used my blush and bronzer on. Do my lips. So I'm going to be using a Wet n Wild lipstick today. This is in the shade 902C Bare It All. This is one of their like $1.97 or something like that lipsticks. They're really cheap, but they're really good quality. So I'm going to be using this, and it's just a really pretty nude shade. And I decided with this eye, because it's more orange toned, instead of doing like a dark lip, I'm gonna do. Now I'm going to take a gloss. I'm going to be using this clear gloss from LA Colors. The writing on it is really faded, so I will read it as best as I can. But this is the LA Colors High Shine Shea Butter Lip Gloss in clear, because I didn't want a tinted lip gloss. I just wanted a clear one. And I'm just going to top it on my lips. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and blot my lips. I have blood in my lips. I'm actually going to add just a little bit more lip gloss because the lipstick was a little too intense. So I'm going to actually take a lip brush here real quick. Take a lip brush and just kind of clean up the edge. Just wipe away. Alright, you guys. So this is the completed look. There it is. I'll close my eyes for you guys so you guys can see it. I will leave everything I used in the description box below. And I think that is it for the video today. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And you can subscribe to our channel, TABBY TOO, and check out some of the other videos we have on there. And if you guys want to see more makeup tutorials done by me, or more makeup videos in general, let us know in the comments below. And I think that's it, you guys. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!